What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Bonnie Scotch. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining the live. I just had to get on here and share my thoughts because I have seen a lot of commentary about this Halle and DDG situation that I find very alarming. So come on in the room. Let's chat. This is going to be a quickie. I have so much going on right now that I didn't have like another edit in me. It's so much that I need to talk to y'all about. Like, it's so much going on right now. But let's get this one out the way first, honey. Come in the room, child. All right, let me get to it. Hey, 88 Roshan, I'm here for the dragging. Yeah, you already know, child, they was pissing me off. Me too, Indigo Child. Let's talk about it. The people have been pissing me off with this commentary about Halle and DDG. Let me clean that's better. Okay. All right, y'all. Go ahead and hit the like button for me. Let me just get started, okay? I don't know how long this is going to be. Ideally, this is going to be a little quickie, okay? Now, see, it's hard to say no shade because it's like I'm coming for a lot of people in this live. Like, a lot of people are they're gonna feel that tug at their scalp. Okay, now I have seen a lot of people in my age group and older with this sentiment of we told you so, girl. You wanted to be so grown and so fast. Excuse me, are y'all okay? Is everybody good? What does it solve and what does it change to say to Halle Bailey, a stranger that y'all don't know, we told you so? Does it make you feel good to wag your finger at some young 25-year-old girl whose cross to bear is a demented baby daddy? What does it solve? And my issue with all of this finger wagging that everybody wants to do, this insufferable conversation that's being had about we told you so, is like, it's going to be lost on Halle Bailey. She's not going to receive any of this because she don't know y'all. Y'all are strangers on the internet. It's going to be lost on her, but you know who it's not going to be lost on? Your little cousin, your little sister, your daughter, your goddaughter, this young girl in your family who is now afraid to speak up on her own domestic violence situation because of how insufferable y'all act. Who does it help and what does it solve to say, I told you so? Everybody has to go through their own lessons. Everybody has to learn on their own, unfortunately. It is unfortunate, this situation that this young girl is in. But I seen y'all with way more smoke for Halle than I seen for DDG. DDG is a demented clown that belongs in jail. But the first thing swinging out of y'all mouth is, we told you so. What? That too is another issue that I have with parasocial relationships, because y'all feel like y'all internet strangers should be able to tell somebody how to live their life. Which one is it? It can't be, okay, it can't be, we told you so, you didn't listen to us, why you ain't listen? It can't be that. And it can't also be, oh, y'all are rich people, y'all are celebrities, y'all need to get off the internet and, live y'all rich lives. Don't pay attention to us peasants on the internet. Which one is it? Because whenever Cardi B or any of the celebrity girlies respond to the fans, it's, oh, she got too much money to be responding to the internet. Do you want the girls to respond to the internet and listen to the internet? Or do y'all want them to go off and live their lives? Because when they go off and live their lives, their rich lives, it's issues of domestic situations as well. And instead of people asking the questions that really fucking matter here, it's all of this about, we told you so. What matters here is the condition and the environment that primed Halle for this to be okay in the first place. Wake that up. What happened in her life, in her childhood, that made that environment possible? I ain't see nobody waking that up. It's an unfortunate situation, but people have to figure this out on their own. How many situations have you been in personally, or you got a homegirl or a sister or a cousin or whoever, and you done told her about that stinking ass nigga? We all got a homegirl with a husband or a baby daddy that we never saw it for. And we know for a fact that until the day comes that she sees that that nigga is a problem, ain't nothing you can say to her. There is nothing you can say to somebody in that situation. I personally have been hard-headed. I personally have dated a demented clown, a couple of demented clowns myself. The only difference is, fortunately for me, I never got pregnant. And I thank the Lord every day. Praise the Lord. I feel like I'm being loud. But see, this type of stuff, and y'all know how I'm very protective over like younger women and younger girls. It's just a lot. Let me see what y'all are saying down in the chat, honey. Hey, Jameer. Hey, Rob. Hey, Glowing House. Why do they hate women so bad? Glowing House NYC said, I actually have this in my notes, that the overarching kind of sentiment here that I'm getting from this conversation is misogyny, period, because it is only internalized misogyny that would have y'all jump on the internet to wag and wave your fingers at a stranger. Some young girl in your family is seeing these conversations that y'all are having, and they know that you are not a safe place or safe space for them. That's the issue. Let me see what else y'all are saying. I don't like the "we told you" sentiment either. I just think hopefully young women can learn from the patterns they were displayed. Exactly. That's what we were warning. The thing is, I have that experience as well, Rob, where I feel like as I was growing up, right, I knew that I did not want to be a pregnant teen mom. I knew that I didn't even want to be a mom in my early 20s. Like, I was very clear that there were certain things that I did not want based on what was going on around me. I was very, very clear on that. So hopefully, excuse me, hopefully there are some young women who look up to Halle and can see. Oh, I didn't even put on my ring light. Hold on one second, y'all. Okay, that's a little bit better. So hopefully there are some younger women who can look at the situation and see like, okay, I'm dealing with somebody with similar personality traits as DDG. This is not the road that I want to go down. Like, and I want younger women, young girls to know, like, getting pregnant is no casual thing. Okay? The only thing that is hinging you to a demented clown for life is a baby. Now, the babies are blessings and everything like that. Listen, the babies are blessings, right? But I know it's so many women out there who regret that. Like, they're like, that if I only had not continued on with the pregnancy, or if I had never gotten pregnant at all. Hello? I don't know. I just feel like it's such a counterproductive conversation to be having. Like, we told you so. I just hate it so much. The other thing that I wanted to say is, so many of y'all have a DDG as a father, as an uncle, as a friend. Like, y'all have DDGs in your family. It's just it's hard to witness so many victims of domestic violence not being extended grace and compassion. That it's hard. It's hard to look at. The way people are talking about Cassie right now, the way people always want to jump up to say free Tory. Speaking of free Tory, now I know I'm different from a lot of people in this way because I do wish bad on people who are evil. I don't give a fuck. I feel like if you're a bad person, it's okay for me to wish bad on you. Dark Hours should see Tory Lanez for what he did to Meg Thee Stallion. Chris Brown, who has had his own bouts with domestic violence, wanted to jump up and say free Tory, and then his ass got locked up. It's just sad to me that after all of these years of civilization, it just feels like we can't really go forward. We can't really move the needle forward on certain conversations because it's always somebody talking about, I told you so. You should have known better. We don't know what happened in Halle Bailey's lifetime to make this okay. We don't know what that young lady has witnessed to prime her for that type of environment. The thing that really bothers me too about this Halle and DDG, situation is that this girl has a spotless, flawless media presence and career. We didn't even know who this nigga was until she became associated with him. All he is to me is some nigga on Twitch. Some nigga with a Twitch, Halle Bailey's baby daddy. That's all he is. I want the girls to, it's almost an impossible situation, an impossible conversation to have, right? Because I don't feel like young girls are taught from a very young age to know like that they can be valuable in that way, right? Like it's always, you know, you grow up and you want to marry off to be a kept woman, right? Because we are taught that the man is more valuable. It's like valuable for a woman to be seen with a man in a certain way. But the women women of prominence don't understand that you are the valuable. You are the one. You're the gift. You're the light. You're the clout, right? And then they get trapped in a circumstance with these niggas, and then everybody wants to jump up to blame the woman. She was awarded sole custody of this trial. He can't even see this trial. Y'all, am I the only one who clocked this? Am I the only one? I have seen so many women in the comment section saying, oh, you know, this is going to destroy this black man. She won't let him see his kid. Baby, the way Halo didn't even want to be bothered with that nigga. The shit that I used to see him doing with Halo, I'm like, why is he doing this? Why is he putting strain on this baby? Is somebody else in the room with them? Like, he needs to be supervised with that child. Like, I understand, like, it's like, oh, he's having fun with his kid. I saw him making Halo do, like, push-ups and not, what is it when it's like this? Sit-ups. And the baby was straining. I'm like, yo, this child is, like, a few months old. Leave him alone. That baby don't even like that nigga. That baby be hooking off on his own daddy. And I know his breath stinks. I'm not even trying to be funny right now. I'm not even trying to be funny. Halo appears to can't stand him. Thank you. I'll be hooking off on that nigga every time I turn around. Like, move. Move. But it's just certain things that this baby cannot verbalize just yet. I'm like, he don't need to be alone with that baby. If somebody would harm the mother of their child, they would absolutely harm their child. He needs to stay away from both of them. He needs to stay away from both of them. Why complain? Just go to court and get visitation. You're not going to get visitation if you are putting your hands on the child of your mother. On the mother of your child, excuse me. Why? He doesn't need to get visitation. He doesn't need to be around children or women, period. If you're going to throw her phone out the window and knock her down and knock her face into the steering wheel and bust up her teeth, she got a bruise on her arm. Ruby Rose said that he roughed her up. He don't need no damn visitation. He don't need to be seeing that child. He needs a security guard in the room if it comes down to that. And a part of the reason that he didn't go to court is because he knew he was putting his hands on her. That's why he didn't take his ass to court. So he don't need no damn visitation. Halo can't hide his facial expressions. Little kids will let you know exactly how they feel without saying a word. Exactly. Exactly. Halo is so different in videos with Halle versus DDG. Just an angel with his mom. And sick to death of his daddy every time. I know that I am not the only one who clocked that. He's lazy is my point. He just wants sympathy. I agree with you. But also, he is a danger to the people around him, clearly. He has impulse and, control. If you can't communicate how you feel, what did I read? Something about him going into her house while she wasn't there and taking a picture of her bed and saying, I know that this was the type of shit that you want, implying that she's cheating or whatever, or she's not there at that moment that he's there. So she's doing whatever, running the streets. Unhinged. Jail. Padded room. Padded room. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the coddling for niggas. Hey, Aaliyah. Sorry I started yelling, y'all. I get passionate about these topics, honey. Him and Halle couldn't even have the same circles, in my opinion. That was my thing. But listen, opposites attract, child. Opposites do attract, honey. It's the stereotypical girl next door with the bad boy. Like it's very that. It's a very old trope, but it happens. It happens. Somebody ends up with somebody that they ain't got no business with. Okay, and there's a lot of passion between them and whatever else, but just let it be that. Excuse me, young women, let it be that. Just let it be passion and then go on about your business. Do not get pregnant. Do not get pregnant. And what's wild to me, this is a little bit off topic, but I still see people on the internet talking about pulling out. Pulling out in 2025 is wild. You putting it in with nothing on is wild, and expecting to pull out. Have y'all ever heard of pre-cum? Like, this is basic biology. You insert your penis in someone without a condom, they are going to end up pregnant. It's very likely. Stop casually having unprotected sex with these clowns. Stop having babies with these clowns. That's what I want the young girls to take from this. Please use a condom. I'm begging y'all to use a condom. Please stop thinking that it is just completely normal and completely okay. I don't know the timeline of how long they've been together before, whatever. Too young for a baby. I know people have babies younger and stuff. I get that. Let me see what else y'all are saying up in here. I told y'all this was going to be a quickie. I just came on here to yell at people and, dip out. Hey, Hot. Hey, sister. Hey, UKN, W Payne. Why does that always trip me out? W Payne. Halo be picking up on the vibes. He do. Halle is going to be just fine. DDG will continue to suffer because he's a sucker ass clown. I agree with that. Y'all, this has me so fired up. I think though I think I'm gonna go live again a little bit later today. I might have to jump on after work and then we can talk about some RHOA things. But this just pissed me off so bad, y'all. Let me see what else y'all are saying. He does seem really playful with his mother and aunt, but when he's with his father, he seems very serious and observant. Wake it up. He looks so alert and so like, I've never seen a baby like that. Like, and I'm so glad that there's so much footage of it happening because it just shows you like that baby does not need to be unsupervised with DDG. I understand that people think, oh, they have such a cute relationship. It's fun. He be fucking with that baby. He be fucking with that baby, y'all. The baby should be at ease in the same way that he is with his aunt and his mother. He is not that way with his father. He knows something is up. He knows there's a prank, there's trickery, there's fuckery afoot. I know that his nervous system is completely dysregulated when he is with his father. But I see so many women jumping to the defense of DDG, and it's like, y'all belong in jail too. I low-key want y'all locked up too. Because I know that y'all are raising scumbag sons and raising very insecure daughters that are going to continue on this cycle of abuse based on how y'all raise y'all's kids, based on y'all's ideologies and philosophies about life and domestic violence and all of these things. The cycle continues because we can't even have like a productive conversation about this shit. And people having more smoke for Halle than DDG it's wild to me. It's wild. It's truly insane. Like, I have been so sickened. We told you so. Y'all don't know that fucking lady. Y'all don't know her. What does it mean that you told her so? You know how many people in my friend circle have told me about a nigga and I didn't listen? I had to learn on my own the hard way. And it's much of the same for you rock-headed bitches. Because like I said, some of y'all's daddy is DDG. Some of y'all's baby daddy is DDG. Some of y'all's uncle is DDG. Some of y'all's grandfather is DDG. She ain't no different. She ain't no motherfucking different. Because she's famous, because she's a black woman, she doesn't deserve the level of empathy and grace and compassion that everybody else deserves. That's a young woman. That's a young mother. Imagine how scary it is, how scary it must have been that somebody is, you don't know if they're going to go off somewhere, their hands on you in front of your child. I'm sorry for yelling, y'all. I'm sorry for yelling, y'all. I'm glad she had a ring cam and she said he broke it, but hopefully it's still some footage of the situation. Why are you taking pics of her bed? He's unhinged. He belongs in a mental institution. Like, that is wild to me. And the thing that gets me too is this is just the stuff that we know of. This is just the stuff that she can prove. Because I know this ain't the first instance, and who knows how long and how far back it goes. This conversation has really pissed me off, y'all. And it's been so hurtful and so disheartening. Because I feel all of the younger women who are bearing witness to this conversation, where is it safe for them? They see the way y'all treat domestic violence victims. Look at how y'all talk to Halle. Look at how y'all treat Megan. Not y'all. What the fuck is going on? Am I in the Twilight Zone? Am I in the Twilight Zone? He knew her image was important and didn't think she would air that business out in the courts. But she did, and good for her. Exactly, Lakia. And it's so sad to me because, again, she had a spotless reputation, like so many women do, right? So many women are just like doing their thing and having their careers and making their money until some nigga comes along and, their story and their light and their presence is overshadowed by what some man did to them. I don't think that a man is going to be Halle Bailey's downfall. I don't think so. I think I think she's gonna bounce back. I think she's gonna get her a good therapist, and she's gonna figure out her patterns and her things. She's gonna get it together. I do believe. But unfortunately, for so many women, a man is their downfall. Anyway, I just wanted to extend some love to all of the domestic violence survivors out there and children of domestic violence survivors, and those who have had to bear witness to something inappropriate as a child, in their youth or whatever the case is. Like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, and I'm so sorry to the people who have experienced this and they have to relive it, and they have to kind of like they have to deal with the insensitivity of how people feel about this, about the contempt and the resentment that people hold towards women, towards Black women. I'm sorry that I don't want to get emotional. I can feel it coming up. I'm sorry, y'all. Oh, hey, Pumpkin. Hold on one second, y'all. My bad, y'all. Okay. Hot said, we just wanted Halle to slow down and not be in this predicament. Janet said, let's wait a while, and that was the truth. Yeah, but we don't know her. And as much as we want it for themselves, and sometimes, unfortunately, they have to learn a hard lesson for themselves. And I'm saying all that to say, I've been in situations personally where somebody warned me about somebody and I was hard headed and I had to learn on my own. That is the case for everybody. Like, some of us, and personally, I have learned from experience looking at some of my friends and my family members, like what I didn't want to deal with in relationships. I knew I didn't want to be a baby mama. I knew I didn't want certain things for my life, but some people just got to learn on their own. Like, that's just the reality of the situation. You don't learn until you know for yourself. Like, and you got to go through it. But we can't want more for a person than they want for themselves. Like, this is a stranger. Like, we don't know her. And it's kind of not fair to be like, oh, we told you so. Like, I've been in a situation where, I definitely had no business with this dude. And, my friends at the time were like, we're not really feeling this guy. And like, how hurtful would it have been for them to be like, well, we told you so, bitch, when the bottom fell out of that relationship. I had to see it I had to go through it on my own. And those were my friends trying to get me out of the situation. And you know what they did? They held my hand and, you know, they nursed me back to life. And it just was what it was. Now, thank God I have no baby by that nigga. Thank God. We give thank, but it's not fair, and it's not cool to put that on her like that. Like, we told you so. We want better for so many people, but people gotta go through that on their own. They gotta bear that cross. You gotta learn that hard lesson on your own sometimes. Like, you know that meme of DW? There's like a sign outside the door or whatever, and she's like, well, I'm gonna go past this sign anyway because I can't read. You know, so it's very much that. Like, sometimes you see the signs, you see the red flags, you know that they're there, and for whatever reason you still make a not so great choice, and you have to learn from that. Halle has to learn from this now. But I just don't think it's cool for everybody to jump up on the internet, niggas my age and older, talking about some damn we told you so. We don't know her. It's counterproductive. It's just such a counterproductive conversation to be having, like, just in this space regarding, you know, domestic violence. Because it's just like, well, we told you. Okay, what are the young girls around you who are experiencing, like, who are they going to go to? Are they going to go to you? Because you're going to just say, oh, well, we told you so. That's not safe. That's not safe. But anyway, y'all, I told y'all this is going to be a quickie. I just wanted to jump in here and give my 2 cents. Yeah, I agree with that. Hot. Like, I had to stub my toe. I had to learn the hard way. I definitely dealt with a demented con myself. A couple. I could tell y'all some stories about the niggas that I dealt with. Baby, I could tell y'all some stories. Like, lifetime drama shit. Like, bad. I had to learn the hard way. And I did. And I got a lot of therapy. Like, so much therapy, y'all. Let me see what else y'all are saying. I think people are punishing her for learning what she needed to do so quickly, leave the relationship, because if it happened another way and we're 10 years down the line and she comes out with all the things that happened, then you should believe when they show you who they are the first time. Please shut the F up. I feel like a lot of women are saying I told you so, or low-key talking back to their young selves, all the shame they feel for their own decisions and can't forgive themselves. Okay, yeah. So that's the thing too. You feel that shame and now you want to push it onto somebody else. That's not okay. That's not okay. That's the conversation for you to have. That's for you to internalize and take on for yourself, and not push it out to somebody else. That's crazy. That's crazy. Because like I said, some of y'all's mamas is Halle. Some of y'all's baby daddies is DDG. Let's be so real. Big ups for therapy. Exactly, Nia Green. All right, y'all. I'm about to get out of here. I love y'all so much. Please be kind to yourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just feel like this is a time more than any to lead with compassion and to lead with grace. We gotta be leaders of compassion and grace at this time. Like, I don't want to say how old I'll be. Fuck it. I'll be 38 in a couple of months. To some people, I am their elder. I like when y'all call me big cousin and big sister. I don't feel like, I'm in that auntie space or anything like that. But like the reality of the situation is like we are that age group where we have to pass on a certain kind of wisdom to the younger girls. We can't be like, oh, I told you so, bitch. What? We gotta welcome them to our bosom with warm words and kind advice. And you got to make the pasta salad and the sweet tea and the fried chicken and invite the girls over and help to bring them back to life, because that's what the girls need. Not I told you so. Where's the wisdom in that? I'm just thinking of like the wise older friends and the elders that I grew up around, and it felt different. Like even my best friend, she's a little bit older than me. She's a few years older than me, but she very much has that big sister energy where I just feel like even if I knew better in a situation and I still go to her and I'm like, this is something that happened, she still has that kindness and that compassion for me. And I just feel like as a generation, like, are we missing that chip? Are we losing recipes? Where's the compassion? Anyway, y'all, again, I love y'all. Please just, be kind to yourselves, be kind to your younger self, be kind to the younger women and younger girls around you. What's my sign? I am a Leo. July 30th, honey. So my birthday is right around the corner. I'm an early Leo. What you got to say about that, Aliyah? How you feel about Leos? Anyway, oh wow, so grateful to see a different point of view because I hate adding salt to wounds. Hey, Chica Chica. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it's just really easy to like pile on and jump on and be, in an effort to what? To be right? Just to, because I feel like that's what is at the core of all of that. Like we are just saying like, oh, I was right. Excuse me, I was right here. Part of the human experience is being wrong a lot. How else are you going to learn? I'm a Virgo. We straight. I like Virgos. Virgos are cool. Actually, one of my first best friends was a Virgo. I feel like Leos are who Virgos would be if we were more outspoken and bold. That's such an interesting take. That's an interesting take. I agree. No need to pile on, but we knew he was a no good clout chaser. Hey, Lizelle. Yeah. Yeah, but she had to learn the hard way on her own, unfortunately. All right, again, I love y'all. I might jump on later because there's so much going on. I want to talk to y'all a little bit about RHOA. I do want to cover Basketball Wives. I'm catching up on Basketball Wives, so I'm just going to watch those first couple of episodes. I'm thinking about doing All Stars 10. We got so much to talk about, y'all, but I've just been so tired these last couple of weeks. And then in the last week, I was on my period. I've been so out of it and just like the mental fog and exhaustion, excuse me. All right, y'all. Take care. I love y'all. I will see y'all probably in a few hours. And yeah, that's it. Mwah. Have a good rest of it's Thursday. It's Thursday. All right. Thank y'all for joining. Bye.